Got some new scammers. I actually been seeing this all around my TikTok and YouTube. I don't know if you guys know these twins, but they go by Leah and Sarah. Apparently, they're scamming the shit out of people, dog. They scammed the restaurant, they scammed the makeup artist, and yeah, man, se creen la muy high, dude. These are the twins. Anyways, it's these girls right here. I don't know if this is their actual page. Sorry. But anyways, they're I guess on TikTok, quote unquote popping. And yeah, bro, apparently they scammed a restaurant in LA. After some guy spoke about it, they send a cease and desist to him actually.
So an influencer ripped off a family-owned small business for hundreds of dollars of food, and she thought she'd get away with it. So Leah here is an influencer who reached out to this Chinese restaurant in LA and asked if they would give her and her sister free food in exchange for content. After confirming her reservation, Leah then proceeds to mention she's bringing a third person, to which the restaurant says is fine as long as they agree to post one
I'm sorry, but that's cringy, bro. I could never go to a restaurant and ask for free food for content.
story, one Instagram reel, and one TikTok. Leah agrees, but then says she's actually showing up with a group of 6 people.
God damn.
Her justification for this is that she's showing up with a bunch of big food creators and publications who are going to highlight the restaurant. You can see she lists them off here. Leah and her group then rack up a $450
Damn.
tab. She posts a couple of stories and they leave. Now, a few weeks pass, and nobody from that group has posted what Leah promised, so the restaurant does some digging after Leah ignores their messages. Remember those big food content creators that Leah said she was bringing? Well, the restaurant reached out to one of them directly, and they have no idea about this dinner or Leah. Keep in mind, this is a small business started by an immigrant woman from China that is now out $500 and wasted their time and energy serving this group of absolute losers who thought they could get away with this because they have internet clout. Anyways, before I say something I regret, go support Men and Beasts in LA, and Leah, if you're watching this, go back and pay for your fucking food.
Yeah, that's fucking shitty of them, bro. But anyways, he uploaded this video and then yeah, they sent him a cease and desist. And dude, the kicker is that obviously this cease and desist was fake. They're so dumb.
A few days ago, I posted about this influencer who lied to a restaurant to get hundreds of dollars of free food. Well, Leah here saw the video and she didn't like it. She had her lawyer Ryan Sauter of Sauter Law Group send me an email demanding that I remove the video or face potential legal action for defamation. Now, there's only one small problem with this. Ryan Sauter isn't a lawyer and Sauter Law Group doesn't exist. You see, what Leah and Ryan fail to realize is there's this thing called the California State Bar, which has a database of every licensed attorney in the state of California. And there's no record of a Ryan Sauter. Oh, but it gets better. The business address that Ryan lists in his email signature is associated with a real office building, and that office building has a phone number. And by calling that phone number, I discovered that there's no record of a tenant named Sauter Law Group, and the suite number that Ryan listed is associated with a reception desk. Now, you know what is illegal in California? Impersonating an attorney, and rest assured that I am reporting Ryan to the proper authorities. And finally, to Leah, who I know will watch this, you could have just taken some accountability and we all could have moved on. But instead, you and your friend tried to bully somebody but happened to run into the wrong person at the wrong time. Anyways, I would start looking for a real lawyer real soon, buddy. A few days.
Yeah, man, I hope he goes after them. I hope he does. Yeah, so yeah, this is their page, but why no bio yet? Okay. But yeah, that's not the only restaurant they scammed, because they also scammed a makeup artist. And I honestly feel bad for this makeup artist, because she's, once again, just like the mom and pop's restaurant, she's just starting to, and they, pobrecita, dude, they scammed the shit out of her, man.
Story time about how I got scammed by influencers during Coachella Fest, and it's their makeup for free. So a while back, one of the Talabi sisters DM'd me on Instagram telling me how much she loved my work and that she wanted to collaborate. She said she would post me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and that she was attending like a press event magazine during Coachella. At that time, I was really excited because I'm a small immigrant business owner, and opportunities like that feel huge when you're trying to grow. She was extremely kind, sweet in her messages, and honestly, that's how she built my trust. She originally asked me to do her makeup for the 3 days. I told her that I could only collaborate for 1 day because I'm a small business and I couldn't afford to work the 3 days for free. Even though it was free, I still apologized for her to not being able to do the 3 days. And she was so nice about it. She said she understood that she still wanted to like book me. So on the day of the appointment, I arrive at 8 a.m. exactly at the scheduled time, and she didn't answer the door. I call her phone, I call her on Instagram, I knock her hotel door.
Wait, can I play this slower? Okay, maybe this will work.
Nothing. She didn't open the door until it was like 8:40.
There you go.
When she finally opened the door, it was Leah. She looked extremely hungover. She still had her makeup from last night, and she didn't even have her face washed. And then she asked me if I could just do her base and leave the eye makeup she already had from the night before.
Damn, sucia.
I told her no, and that she needed to wash her face first before I could start. So she went to wash her face and came back wearing pajamas. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm already here doing this for free, and she couldn't even be ready. I still stayed very professional and did her makeup. The plan was to do her sister Sarah first, and then Leah. When they opened the door, I did her first. But because everything started so late, and suddenly she said, like Sarah said, like she didn't have time to do her makeup anymore. So Leah asked me if I could do her cousin's makeup instead, because she was also like an influencer, and she said that she could tag me and do the same thing that Leah and Sarah were going to do for me. So I already had another client that I need to get to, but they were being so kind and convincing that I felt bad saying no, so I did it. The whole collaboration was supposed to include like posts on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And do you know what I actually got? One single Instagram story. That's it. And my name was so small that you could barely see.
Wait, what was? I didn't even see your name. Hold on, where was your name
Include like posts on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And do you know what I actually got? One single Instagram story. That's it. And
where's your name at? Right. Oh, it's right here on top. No mames.
my name was so small that you could barely see it. No TikTok post, no Instagram post, no YouTube post, nothing. And the sad part is that the cousin also posted the photos with the makeup look, but didn't tag me. And I actually had to message her, asking her if she can please tag me, which honestly felt very embarrassing because that was the whole point of the collaboration. And the craziest part is that, like, I don't remember if it was Leah or Sarah, I'll put the screenshot somewhere. They asked me to do their makeup for the second weekend of Coachella. But this time I told them that I wasn't going to be free, and suddenly they weren't interested anymore.
Fucking brokies, bro. How the fuck y'all call yourself influencers, content creators, but can't, bro? Damn, I don't know what's wrong with fucking content creators these days, bro. They don't want to fucking pay up. They want everything comp. They want everything free, dude, for a shout out. Shout out doesn't pay fucking bills, dude. What the hell?
Honestly, I do blame myself a little because I was a naive small business owner, and I believe people would keep their word. When you're an immigrant business owner, you work really hard and you trust that people mean what they say. But that experience taught me a huge lesson. And if I ever collaborate with influencers again, there will be contracts and clear agreements because exposure doesn't pay the bills.
It doesn't.
And the reason I'm finally speaking up is because I recently saw another small immigrant business having a similar experience with her. I would say even worse, because she ranked up like a bill, like a $500 bill, and she did the same thing to me, like a small Instagram story, like if our hard work means nothing. But like I said, at the end of the day, I take responsibility for falling for it, but it's definitely a lesson that would never happen to me again.
Yeah, man, listen, if you guys are up and coming makeup artists, hairstylists, whatever it is, don't do shit for free. El pollo is loco. El pollo